Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. This man on the screen is Gerald Cotton. He was the CEO of QuadrigaCX, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Canada. He's now dead, and people want to dig him up from his grave to prove that he's actually alive. Now, this is a wild, wild story. And if you're not familiar with the story, I'll quickly go into it for you. So as I mentioned, he was the CEO of Canada's largest cryptocurrency exchange, and he was found dead. And with his death, vanished $185 million worth of cryptocurrency. And here's another picture of him. So what happened? Well, the founder of this cryptocurrency exchange, Gerald Cotton, he passed away at age 30 from Crohn's disease while he was traveling in India. And what happened is apparently he was the only person that had access to the password for these funds that were on cold storage. And with this, $185 million worth of cryptocurrencies belonging to 115,000 clients went missing. So right now, they don't have it, and they think they might get it back. They want to dig up the body to see if it's actually real. There's been no proof of whether he actually died. Most people believe he just ran away with the money, which is very possible. So the law firm that is demanding the exhumation of Cotton's body, or digging him up from his grave, they're demanding that it be done before spring of 2020 because the body might decompose by then. So they need to make sure. So they're really fighting for this. But of course, his wife, she's very, quote, as they say, devastated by the demand. And of course, that's very understandable. But on the other side, all of these investors lost money. It's also understandable why they would like to dig up his body. So it's just so crazy because as I'm reading here this article from CNN in front of me, it mentions that all of the funds were stored in cold storage, so offline. But Cotton was the only person with access to the wallets according to the company. And as I already mentioned, QuadrigaCX, it was believed to be Canada's largest crypto exchange. So this puzzle doesn't make sense for two reasons. One, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Canada, it was being ran by one man from his laptop, and he was the only man that had access to the password. So already that doesn't sound too believable. And then second off, at only 30 years old, this man randomly dies from Crohn's disease while he was in India. This story just doesn't make sense. And I'm sorry to say, but anyone that lost money in this situation, most likely they're not going to get it back. And if they do, it'll be a miracle. I hope if you're listening and you are one of the people that lost money in this, I hope that you do get it back. But I don't believe that will happen. So exchanges, things like this or similar have happened many times. Exchanges get hacked, investors lose money, but something similar to this case happened in the past. What I mean by that is in this case, we don't really know what happened. In other exchange hacks, we find out who the hacker was, or where they were coming from, or how it happened. Over here, the story is just so unclear. This happened again, similar, in 2018 with this cryptocurrency, Nano. It used to actually be called Ryblox. So Nano today, it used to be called Ryblox. And when it first came out, there was a lot of hype for Nano. Why? Because it didn't use blockchain. It used something called directed acyclic graph. And I remember when this came out, I didn't even know what this meant, but it sounded very cool. And I said, oh, I want to get this. I want to buy Ryblox. Or what is now today called Nano. But I couldn't get it anywhere. So what I had to do is I had to look for the exchange that was dealing with it. So the only one I could find, it was called BitGrail. So what I did, I went on BitGrail, I bought some Ryblox, and what happens? In February of 2018, the exchange claims that $195 million worth is lost to hackers. And the reason why this is unclear is because it just went missing. They weren't able to explain where it went. So the BitGrail founder, Francesco Ferrano, he claimed to have discovered that 17 million Nano tokens, then worth roughly 195 million, had been stolen by hackers. He made it sound like just randomly he found out it got hacked. Like he had no idea what was going on. But what really made this so suspicious is that prior to this hack, about a month or even a month and a half before, you weren't even able to get your Nano or your Ryblox off of the exchange. I remember that I had Ryblox on the exchange, and I decided I don't want it on this random exchange BitGrail. I'm gonna move it off into a private wallet. So I went to move it. What do I know? They say, sorry, your funds can't be withdrawn without KYC information. So that's know your customer, meaning you have to upload things such as like a license or maybe a passport, fill out all your information. And they never asked for it before. It was just, snap of the fingers. They said you need KYC information. So what did I do? I uploaded all my documents, everything I needed, and then it just said, please wait while we review your information. And it just sat like that for weeks, and then it turned into a month, and I wasn't able to get my Nano or my Ryblox off of the exchange. And then all of a sudden, it randomly went missing and it got hacked. And it's still unclear what exactly happened. But like the investors from QuadrigaCX that lost money, I don't expect that I'll ever get that money back. But at the time, it was very painful to lose that. But in the end of the day, it really taught me a big, big lesson on security when it comes to cryptocurrency, and we'll go over that in just a short time. And then this is a picture of the founder of BitGrail, Francesco Ferrano, and he was brought to court. And again, they don't know exactly who took it or how it happened, but the bottom line is that the owner of the exchange, he was sentenced to return funds to customers. And to no surprise, this was in January 2019. So that's almost a whole year ago from today. I have not received any funds, and no one else has received any funds. And again, I don't expect to receive those funds. And just to show you what happened, side note with Nano, at the time of this hype, when people went to BitGrail to buy Nano, it was about $30 per coin. And then during the hack, 18, 15, never recovered. Look what it's at today. It's at 70 cents. So a lot of cryptocurrencies at that all-time high that crashed, they haven't gained any momentum back. Where you see coins such as Bitcoin, although it didn't go back up to its all-time high, it's not down, 95%, 98% from the all-time high. It's slowly gaining traction. So what does this mean to you? What does it matter if we know about these hacks on the exchanges? Well, it teaches us a lot about security. So there's 3 types of people in cryptocurrency, and we're going to go over the 3 different ways they might want to hold cryptocurrency. So for the active trader, the person that wants to buy and sell, it's hard to have it on a cold wallet. It's very time consuming. It takes it's a long process to move it onto exchange. So if you do want to trade, you probably want to go to the most trusted exchange in the world. What happened in Canada is people went to that exchange because it was claimed the largest crypto exchange in Canada. But you have to remember that crypto is global. You can go anywhere. So why not go to the most trusted exchange, which is Binance? I believe they're the largest exchange, but they're also one of the most trusted exchanges. And then a thing that adds to their trust is that they actually were hacked in, I believe this was, August of 2019 for $40 million. And right away, they said, we are going to refund that money, and they did. So unlike these other exchanges that lose money and they say, we don't know what happened, and then even when they figure out what might have happened, they don't return, exchanges like Binance will return it to you. So again, that's if you want to trade. But let's say you're not an active trader. Maybe you're a swing trader even. You trade every couple of weeks, every month, or you just want to hold your cryptocurrency for long term. Then your best bet is to go with a cold hardware offline wallet. So that would be something like the Ledger. And if you go to their website, they have a few different products. But this is one I definitely recommend. It's very safe. And then another option you can do is the Trezor. So what's nice about these wallets is you can store your cryptocurrency safely. You are your own bank. You don't have to rely on a third party or an exchange to hold your cryptocurrency for you. But at the same time, it's not so difficult to transfer your cryptocurrency to an exchange if you want to sell it or if you want to trade. So we went over the first one. The person that wants to trade, they do want to be on an exchange most likely. The person that wants to hold for long term, maybe wants to trade occasionally, they might want to go with a hardware wallet. Now the last one we're going to talk about, this is for the person that wants to buy and they made a plan to themselves. I don't want to touch this for 5 years. I don't want to touch this for 10 years. Maybe I don't even want to touch this for 20 years. So they have no need to send, they have no need to buy, to sell it. They keep it in one place. They'll go also with an offline wallet. And a lot of people use paper wallets, and you have your private key on the paper wallet, and the only way to get access to the cryptocurrency is with that paper wallet. The only problem with that is paper is so fragile. It could easily be destroyed. That's why I'm a big fan of something like this that I'm showing you on the screen. It's called CryptoSteel. So it's a way to store your private keys, but you can put it on these, it's steel, and it's very hard to destroy this. So you might want to put your cryptocurrency on one of these CryptoSteel pieces, and then you hide it away. Maybe you want to put it in a fireproof safe. Maybe you have a secret area of storage and you don't want to touch that. You just want to keep it away from you for 10, 20 years. But just like I'm telling you, I lost money in the BitGrail quote hack, or who knows what really happened. Maybe the owner has it. And the truth is, it's my fault. There's no one to blame. I deserve it. And from that, I learned that to stay away from that, you have to take the responsibility on yourself and you need to store it. So take your option. Do you want to keep it on an exchange? Do you want to put it on a hardware wallet where you could move it around easily? Or do you want to lock it up for a long, long time? So security is a huge thing in cryptocurrency. And people kind of forget, one of the main reasons that Bitcoin was invented was so that you are your own bank. A huge part of Bitcoin was that you're taking away this trust you need for a third party. You don't need to trust a third party. You can be your own bank. You can store it yourself. So I hope that you found value from today's video and that it taught you something on security of cryptocurrency. And if you did enjoy today's video, I want you to subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.